லைவ் கொடுக்குறேங்க. What is artificial intelligence? So artificial intelligence is nothing but intelligence that has been created artificially. So artificially, which means man-made intelligence. So to make the system as a human representation. So for needing human representation, we need what is artificial intelligence, right? So artificial intelligence is nothing but intelligence that has been created artificially. So artificial intelligence is nothing but it will think like human and act like a human, right? Is it audible?
Sir, the voice is not clear. We are not able to hear.
One second. Wait, I'll check. Wait, I'll check. Voice கேட்குது.
ஏன் நல்லா இருக்கு நீ கொஞ்ச நேரம் கிளாஸ் கிளாஸ் மேடம் அதான் செக் பண்ணிருக்கேன். மேடம் நான் அதான் பார்த்துருக்கேன். கொஞ்சம் ஒரு 5 ஓகே ஓகே பொண்ணுங்கிட்ட என்னன்னு சொன்னீங்கன்னா டக்குனு அவங்க வேலையை பிடிச்சிட்டு போவாங்க. இன்ஸ்டால் பண்றவருக்கு நீ ஏன்டா வெயிட் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கீங்க?
இல்ல நான் நீங்க பார்த்துக்கோங்க. இப்ப வரல சரி அப்ப நான் போய் காலேஜ் லேப்டாப் அண்ணாட்டி
இப்ப சமாளிச்சுருக்கீங்களா? முடிச்சுட்டு வரியா? முடிச்சுட்டு
So, am I audible? Am I audible to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, artificial intelligence is nothing but it think like a human and act like a human. Okay. So we can say it like a think like a human and act like a human. So after that, we need artificial intelligence for our human representation. So in that you may ask, so what is known as
Yes, sir.
human representation? Okay. So which means we need some utility from AI, right? So for that we need some AI technology. For example, if you are using any Android phone, there will be an Google Assistant is there. So it is one of an so artificial intelligence is nothing but it think like a human and act like a human. Okay. So we can say it like a think like a human and act like a human. So after that, we need artificial intelligence for our human representation. So in that you may ask, so what is
So again, it is muted.
Drowsiness? So we need some kind of representation, right? So for that, for example, if you are using any Android phone or Apple phone, in Android phone we have a Google Assistant, right? So when you go for Apple phone, we have a Siri. When you take an example as Amazon, it will have Alexa. So these are some artificial intelligence techniques which we are currently using, right? So for consumer products, as a consumer product only, we are using these artificial intelligence. Then in today's we are going to see about some introduction to artificial intelligence and types of artificial intelligence, then agents of artificial, then what is agent, then platform. So after that, conclusion, right? So the basic thing, everywhere we have used so many artificial intelligence techniques. For example, for this today class, you can take as an example for the in today class I have created a schedule before starting this class in Google Calendar, right? So this is one of an AI techniques. It will remind us. So by that I can easily get to the Google Class link, right? So this is one of an example for also artificial intelligence. So the thing will be same, but it's different for any application only. When you go for any application related things, it will be changed. For example, for if any automation thing is there, means the same AI will be there, but it will be changed. Some a little it will be changed from user application to any industry based applications, right? So in today's world, technology is growing very fast, and we are getting in touch with the different new technologies day by day, right? So if you want, AI is one of the most trending technology with this. But so, like I said before, simple artificial and intelligence, which artificial defines a man-made and intelligence-based thinking power. So this one can done by artificial intelligence technologies. So
Yes, sir, but it is not very clear. Some noise.
So for any artificial intelligence, we need some basics knowledge about machine learning and deep learning. So machine learning and deep learning is the basic things for artificial intelligence, as well as after learning any artificial intelligence technique, we need some embedded system to complete those techniques, right? So these are the basics of artificial intelligence. So without knowing machine learning and deep learning, we can't done anything in artificial intelligence. So first of all, we need to know what is about machine learning. So machine learning is nothing but machine when having a chance to learn. So whatever the data has provided by the user, the machine when having a chance to learn, it's different as a machine learning. So when it's come to deep learning, so it will learning about some, for example, if you take any data set as an example, for thing I have given some input, so it will be take a present time input with compared to the previous giving inputs. So after that it will give some prediction output, right? So it will be in the future thing, so it will give some prediction output. So when you compare those things, it will be for example, if you take any data, which means it will take as a it will take with some date time. So and it will be give and it will be taken as the present input with some date and time. So this one will be matched. After that, it will be giving the output in the prediction which is in the future. It is also with the same date and time. So this thing will be done by any deep learning. So this is one of the examples for deep learning. So which means depth analysis is done, right? So this one is called deep learning. So by that combining these two methods, we can say it has some artificial intelligence. So basics of deep learning, so basics of machine learning and deep learning. Uh, so first thing, what is machine learning? Which means, so for example, if you are giving any input, which is for example, for you may consider as a history is there. So after that, present is there. So then future is there, right? So when comes to history, we already give some input data, right? We already gave some input to those anything. So we already gave some input data. So while comparing to that, it will be automatically predicted some present data, right? For example, if you search in Google engine, when you, for example, if you press any keyword, it will show the related things which you have already given, right? So this one is compared as a history, and then another one is compared with comparison with the present thing. So after that, it will going, if you are going keep searching the same related thing, it will show the full sentence, right? So this is also one of an AI technique, so which is done by machine learning. As well as when you take it as a production side, which means as you people, many people know about like Google is there, Apple is there, Microsoft, Amazon. So so these are the brands which give some like consumer product. Like if we take Amazon, Alexa is there, Google, we have Google Assistant is there, Apple Siri is there, so Microsoft Cortana is there. So these are the virtual assistants for artificial intelligence. So it will give some personal assistance things. So this is also done by using the same method which is under the machine learning and deep learning. So here you can see some of the evaluation pictures of human with the AI. So first we have came from apes, then we have a mobile phone, smartphones, then having IoT enabled internet gadget with us. Then obviously some robotics, like humanoid robot is there. So after that, the robot will be able to think by itself and read by itself and advise it by itself. So these are the some basics evolutions of AI with the humans. So like I said, simply it will think like a human and act like a human. So main thing we have to consider about IoT, right? So if internet is nothing, which means we need the main platform between any data conversion or any data exchange. We need some internet, right? So for that, IoT plays a major role in artificial intelligence. Like I said before, for example, if you take any virtual assistant system, if you take a Google Assistant, definitely we need some internet to getting data or giving any input data, right? So if you want to if you want to say like show me some near theaters, it will be show some near theater by with the help of internet, right? So without internet it will won't get any data from those cloud or from those any internet server, right? So IoT plays the major roles not only in AI, in every domain IoT plays the major roles. So without internet we can't run anything, right? So in this slide you can see, so IoT is connected with everything. So whether it is means any railway system or any automobile system or any consumer systems or any industrial automobile systems, any electricity systems, and nowadays IoT car is there. So everything will be connected with internet, right? So here you can see the basics AI timeline. So which is from 1950 to 2017. So in 1950 the first AI thing will be introduced. So if you have any queries, you can ask in the chat box. So in 1950, the first computer scientist Alan Turing proposes a test for machine intelligence. So if a machine can trick human into thinking it is human, then it has intelligence. So these are the first thing will be developed in 1950. So after that in 1955, so the term AI intelligence will be born. Hmm. யார் பண்ணுவா? வந்துருவாங்க. அவன் எந்த டொமைன்னாலும் ஓகேவாமா? இது வேற இது ஆன் பண்ணாலே இதாகுது, எக்கோ அடிக்குது. நான் பேசுறது லேட்டா டிலேல. என்னடா அவன் இத்தனை பேர் மெசேஜ் அனுப்பிச்சிருக்கான். இதை நான் மியூட்ல தான் போட்டு வச்சிருக்கேன். டாபிக் எதுவுமே பார்த்து தான் அனுப்பிச்சிருக்கேன். சும்மா அவன்கிட்ட ஃபஸ்ட் இந்த டொமைன் கேளுங்க. ஐஓடினா ஐஓடியில் இருக்கிறது பார்த்தோம் 4 மட்டும் அனுப்பிச்சிருக்கேன். So in 1955, AI was born. The term artificial intelligence is coined by computer scientist John McCarthy to describe the science and the engineering of making intelligence machine. So after in 1961, Animate, first industrial robot, Animate, so goes to work at GM replacing humans on the assembly line. So here you can see in 1961 the first Unimate industrial robot which is replacing the human in the production line. So still it will be working, still it's working with some advanced technique, with some advanced robotics, with some advanced any. So after that in 1964, so the first chatbot will be In 1964, the first chatbot was developed by uh, Joseph at MIT holds conversation with humans. Like it is named as Eliza. So after that, in 1966, the first electronic person from Stanford, Shaky, is a general purpose mobile robot that reasons about its own actions. So it will be doing their own duty, like it will be programmed their own duty, and it was repeated the duty when the time is will be like that. So after in 1997, the Deep Blue, which means a chess playing computer from IBM, defeats world chess champion Gravy Kasparov. So this is the first chess playing computer from IBM. So after in 1998, Kismet is there. So this is one known as a it will react to the people's feeling, like it will be react to the, like if it is sense any emotion, it will react to the people emotion. So it will react to the people emotion. Then after in 1999, Abu, Sony launches the first consumer pet dog, which is a robot, which is an obviously it's an AI robot. So it will have some skills and developing facilities with it. So in 2002, the first mass production autonomous robotic vacuum cleaner from iRobot plans to navigate and clean homes. So this one is the vacuum cleaner and vacuum cleaner robot which is cleaning their homes. So after 2011, Siri was introduced by Apple. So this is the first virtual assistance with a voice interfaces, uh, which was introduced, which was firstly introduced at iPhone 4S. So at 2011, Watson, which means IBM, so which is known as a question answering robot. Sorry, which is known as a question answering computer. So which was introduced by IBM at 2011. So after that, 2014, uh, Guzman, which is a chatbot, passes the turning test with a third of judging believing again in human. So this one is a chatbot robot, which having some, not only the chatbot, but it is converted to chatbot robot. So chatbot was introduced at 1964. So after that, it will be coming with along a chatbot robot with that the believing sentences will be done by, which is done in the Eugenie chatbot. So after 2014, Alexa was introduced by Amazon. So this is one is also an intelligent virtual assistant with a voice interface. So it was mainly used for shopping tasks at 2014. So after that, Taser in 2016. So Microsoft chatbot. So at last 2017, AlphaGo is there. So Google AI. So Google AI beats world champion KJ in the complex board game of Go, double for its numbers of second of possible position. It will be used for gaming AI techniques. So why AI? So why we need artificial intelligence? So before going that, if we take as an industrial product, so autonomous systems and basics of autonomous systems and fault detections and any production management still is available and still by using some of major industries, right? So it will automatically done by AI. So this is also one of the reason for why using artificial intelligence, right? Obviously, then we want to see any status. For example, if you want to see the cab status or any train status or any if you are using any Google Maps, it will automatically to get up to your reviews and feedbacks. So with the help of we can create such software or devices which can solve real world problems very easily. So obviously with accuracy such as health issues, marketing, traffic issues, etc. So with the AI we can able to solve any real world problems, right? With very easily, and it have some most accuracy which compared to any of the domain it will have the most accuracies of solving those things, right? So after we can create a personal virtual assistants. So obviously we have so many virtual virtual assistants. So like Google Assistant is there, Siri is there. So Microsoft Cortana is there. So by that we can able to interface with, sorry, we can able to interact with any of the virtual assistants. So after that we can able to build some robot which work in environment where survival of humans can be at risk. For example, if you in Mars, the rover is there, right? So we send a rover to the Mars. We can able to do whatever we want to do by the AI. It is also some AI techniques used in there. So this is the basics of where we are going for artificial intelligence. So then goals of artificial intelligence, which means what are the goals of artificial intelligence? For example, if you take replicate human technologies, so solve knowledge in the intelligent task, then an intelligent connections of perceptions and actions. So obviously it will give the some exact prediction, building machine which can perform tasks that require human intelligence. So this is also done, which means the machine will able to think what human can think, and it will be able to do what human intelligence has it. So then creating some which can be exit intelligent behavior, learn new thing by itself and demonstrate by itself and explain by itself and can advise to its user. So these things will be the main goals of an artificial intelligence. So nowadays having a AI which having a more intelligence than human. So artificial intelligence the main full artificial intelligence which comes as a like so many things. First we need to know artificial, then some basics philosophy, then basics of computer, then basics of psychology, then neuroscience, biology, mathematics, sociology. So these are the basic stems of artificial intelligence for developing any artificial intelligence. So when you go for an application, so when you go for an application, we can in day to day life, there is so many applications for using artificial intelligence, right? For example, if you take any online advertising, obviously there are so many online advertising tasks there. When you go for any website, the the chatbot will be here. So any personal user experiences, so obviously the AI will be used in any personal user experience. Then AI powered chatbot is there. So specifically for any website, they have usually AI powered chatbots. Then predictive analysis, which I said it will be used in any of like, for example, if you take in a Google search engine, there is a predictive analysis there. So after that, the web designing. So in web designing also we have usually AI in that. So then content generation, which means Grammarly is there, right? So Grammarly app is there. So that one of particular AI will use it in Grammarly app for content generation. So after that, content correction. So then email marketing campaigns, then voice search optimization. So voice search optimization, we have virtual assistants, right? Virtual intelligent assistant is there. So then e-commerce. So these are the basics of applications of AI. So AI is nothing but like I said, think as a human and act like a human, right? So AI is a part. So the another part of an AI which is related to what the application it will be going to do. Like if it is a robotics, it means we need to know about AI with robotics. If it is IoT, means we need to know about AOT and AI and IoTs. So if it is combined with any embedded, so whatever any AOT or any IoT or any robotics, we need to know the what is the basics of IoT and the basics of like embedded. So these are the main things for applications of IoT. So then I will show you the some basics of robotics. So robotics is a branch of artificial intelligence and engineering which is used for designing and manufacturing of a robot. Right? So robot will act like a think like a human and act like a human. So Sophia is there, right? So many of you know about Sophia. Sophia is a humanoid robot which will interact with the human and it will complete your task and it will complete your queries, right? So so nowadays AI and machine learning are being applied on robot to manufacture intelligent robot. So AI and machine learning are being applied on robots to manufacture intelligent robot which can also interact socially like humans. So one of the best examples of AI robotics is Sophia robot. So AI algorithms are necessary to allow a robot to perform one complete task. So some basics of AI algorithm is there. So the basics of mission vision is nothing but we need to have the some basics of mission vision. For example, if you are doing anything, if you are giving any input, mean we need to some input devices. For that we need to some processing devices after the taking input, and we need to give some many like output devices. So these are the some one of the basics of mission vision. So after that, speech recognition is there. So it's the way to talk with the computer. So one of the basics command, for example, it is also available in our smartphone. So if you give any speech recognition, it will give into the speech recognition output, right? So for example, it will any controlling system or navigating system or any industrial applications or any voice dialing system. So it will be useful. So then we may see the types of artificial intelligence. So for the types of artificial intelligence, is nothing but we have two types of artificial intelligence. So one type one is there and type two is there. So in type one we have three types of AI. In type two we have four types of AI. So in type one you can see narrow artificial intelligence, then general artificial intelligence, then strong artificial intelligence, right? So speech recognition, example for speech recognition, we have a Google Translate, Google Assistant. So these are the one examples of speech recognition. So then narrow AI is nothing but like we have segregated as a three types, right? Like I said before, narrow AI is the general super AI. So narrow AI is nothing but like Alexa or any X-ray Siri. So these are the basics of narrow AI application. So after the general artificial intelligence is there, so it will perform like a human. For example, if you see HAL is there, then Terminator is there. For example, if you take a Terminator, it is like perform like a human, right? So this is comes under the general AI. Then super AI, so which is termed as like intelligent than human. The super AI considered as a intelligent than human. So this is obviously which is go for a supercomputer. So these are the three basics of weak. Sorry, these are the three types of weak AI, general AI, then super AI. So then we have a type 2. In type 2, we have reactive machines, limited memory, theory of mind, self-awareness. Arthur on a consultant. Providing responsibility. phone எடுக்கலையா So then we are going to types of agent. So agent is nothing but it will, for example, if you take a robot, for example, if you take a human, we have a sensor, right? So eyes, ears, and other organs sensor. Then actuator which is going to perform any task. For example, if you consider as a human, we have hands and leg. For robot sensor, which means cameras and infrared, any infrared sensor or any cameras. So actuator means various motor. So which is like any arm based devices or any leg based devices. So it will be connected with various motor. So actuator is going to perform any task, right? So then we have a types of AI agent. So these are the agents which means sensor, actuator, perceptions, perfect. Sorry, process. So we have a simple reflex agent, then model based reflex agent, then goal based agents, then utility based agents, then learning agents. So these are the some types of AI, basics types of AI agent. So first we have to know what is learning agent. So learning agent which is nothing but machine learning and deep learning. So these are the learning agent of artificial intelligence. So after goal based agent, so which is for example, if you take like if you take any robot, so which is related to, for example, if you take a vacuum cleaner, it will do the repeated task, right? So it will do again and again and again and again. So these are comes under goal based agent. So after utility based, so utility based which means if you take a Google Assistant, is there one of a personal assistant, so it will comes under utility based agent. So then model based agent which means related to specific any model. So for example, if you take any robotic model, it will only suitable for those model and not suitable for any other thing. So it will only make it based on the model. So then we have a simple AI. So simple AI is nothing but chat box. So chat box, we have a chat box in any application, right? So these are for a simple reflex agent. For example, environment is there. The sensor and actuators will be connected with environment, right? So sensor is getting data from environment and actuator will be performed in those environment, right? So environment is surrounding our surroundings. So sensor will get the values from environment. So what would it is like now, and the actuators will going to do what action should I do now. So we have some basics conditions rule about condition actions rule about some what we are getting. It will depend upon what we are getting. So after that model based, it will have some specific model like it will be known as how the world evolves. So what my actions do. So these are the question everything will happen in the model based reflex agent. So after goal based, it will depend upon the goal only. So you can see here the sensor obviously will get the data from the environment, and actuator will do the task depend upon the sensor getting value. So it is also based on some basics question everything. So what action may do, like what it will be what it will be like if I do action A. So these are some goal based reasons. If it is A means, so what will I do? So if it is B means, so what will I do? So it's utility based, which means the same thing. What it will do if I do section A. So then how happy I will be in such a state. So what action I should do now. So these are the in between process of in between process of different agents, right? So then learning agent, which is nothing but machine learning and deep learning. So then we have to know what is agent. So agent is nothing but we have so many types of agent like human agent, robotic agent, software agent, sensor, actuators, effectors. So these are the agents. So we can done by like a PAS representation. So PAS is nothing but performance measures, environment, actuator, sensor. So by this representation, we can able to do anything with the AI, right? So these are the basic representation of anything. For example, if you consider as any application oriented product or any consumer related product, any application oriented thing, we have to classify it by these things like performance, like environment, like actuators, like sensors. So self-driving car. So everybody know that self-driving car. So when you take a self-driving car, so we have a when you consider as a self-driving car, so we have to consider by this PEA representation, right? So we have a performance, environment, actuators, then sensor is there, right? So when you take it as a performance, safety obviously is there, time, legal drive, comfort. So these are the basics of self-driving car performance, right? So when you take as a environment thing, it will have a roads and other vehicles, road sign, pedestrian crossing, obstacles. So these are comes under environment. So when you take as a actuator which means performing task, right? Performing any task. So we have a steering, accelerator, brake, signal, horn. So these are comes under actuator. So we need to go for a sensor. We have to consider like camera is there, GPS is there, speedometer, odometer, accelerometer, sonar. So what are the sensor we getting data? We'll consider as a sensor. So this is the PES representations for an loan car. So these are the examples of a agent with their PES representation. For example, if we take a medical diagnosis performance, which means we have to consider healthy patients or minimize the cost. When we need to go for environment, we have to consider the patient as well as staff and as well as hospitals. So obviously when you go for actuators, the tests and treatments will be there. So if it is going to sensor, which means keyboard, for example, if any entry of system like that. So if you are going any like a part picking robot, so percentage of parts in current bins, so which is under the performance measure. So conveyor belt with the pods, so bins, it will comes under environment. So jointed arms and hand and any other thing, it will be comes under actuators. Then camera, joint angle sensors, any ultrasonic or anything sensor will be comes under a sensor thing, right? So these are the PA representations for like any of the application related orient. So by this only we can able to identify what are the things will in the agents, right? So platform, we have so many platforms in artificial intelligence. We can able to interact with so many platforms. For example, if you take virtual assistants, so personal virtual assistant is there. So natural language processing, so deep learning, simulation modeling, machine translation, like social network analysis, like machine learning, robotics and soft robotics, so then IoT, Internet of Things, image analytics, graph analytics, audio analytics, visualization. So these are the so many defines of sorry, so many domains of combined within artificial intelligence. So then platforms like I said before, Google AI platform, TensorFlow, Microsoft Azure, Rainbird, Infosys, Wipro, Holmes, so Diaglofol, SID, MindMeld, so Watson Studio, so WAT, Vital AI. So these are the platforms nowadays using so many industrials, using by so many industrials. So if we take a Google platform, it will have a cloud-based machine learning is there, spam detection is there, sentiment analysis is there, purchase prediction is there. So this one for Google AI platform only. So after that, if you are using TensorFlow, and TensorFlow itself, which will have like maximizing performance, which means deep feasibility. It will be mainly for machine learning purposes, like able to share the benefits of machine learning, like train any model or build any machine learning model. So then Azure is one of the AI product of Microsoft. So which is have a digital marketing mobile lab, SharePoint on Azure Dynamics, Red Hat on Azure, developed OPS, development and testing, monitoring, business intelligence of big data, so cloud migration, hybrid integration, backup and archive, IoT, digital media, high performance computing, blockchain obviously is there, so gaming. So these are the features of Microsoft Azure. So Azure is one of an AI technique. So obviously Watson Studio is there. So Watson Studio, it can able to see your data, refine your data, deep learning integration, so continuous learning tools you know. So these are the main features of Watson Studio. Watson Studio CA. So in this we have seen, so what is A will what is mean by A. So after that agent, so after the types of agent, so in that agent we have seen the representation. So after that the domain with the A. So this is what we have seen in this AI. So if you have any queries regarding AI, you just ask in the chat box. Otherwise, I will move to IoT.
Students, any doubts? If you have any doubts, you can ask. So IoT. So what is IoT? So IoT is nothing but IoT is the Internet of Things, which is in the network of any physical object devices, which means any physical object devices or else any buildings or any vehicle embedded with some electronics, software, sensor and social and networks, that connectivity that enables this object to collect and exchange data. So for example, if you take a vehicle, it will connected with internet and it will getting some data like, so what the speed it will be, and when it will be going to stop, or where it will be stopped before, and when the engine will start. So these are the some basic, for example let's say, so these are the some basics data and it will be connected with some network things. Then it will be like the data will be connected collected by some sensors and some softwares, and it will be exchanged with the help of IoT with some any cloud devices, right? If any open source is there, which we have to like monitor the data or show the data or record the data. So this is the main thing of IoT, right? So simply like say anything and anywhere. So in 1999, the IoT gets a name. Kevin Ashton coined the term Internet of Things and established the MIT Auto ID Center at a global research networks of academy. The BUT is focused on RFID and the IoT. So after that, the Internet of Things also sometimes referred to as Internet of Everything, consists of all web-enabled devices that collect and send and act on the data they acquire from their surrounding environment using any embedded sensor, processor, and any communication hardware. So this is what, like I said before. So we need to collect some data with the help of any embedded sensor. Like, so for example, if you take any, IR sensor, it will having some data, right? So those data getting collected by any embedded processor, and then it will be communication can done by any communication hardware, whether it means any like any RFID tag or is any Zigbee, so any communication or any Wi-Fi model or anything will be done. After that, it will be uploaded at some cloud for monitoring purposes or any recording purposes, for or any sharing purposes. It will be done with the help of any cloud. So it is also called machine-to-machine communication. So communication is nothing but sending data and events through a network to some destination. Like a cloud platform is there, private data center is there, home network is there. So device communication, which is nothing but device communication protocol, includes like cellular, satellite, Wi-Fi, and Ethernet can be also used. Zigbee and RFID is obviously there for device communication. If you need to give any data from, or if you need to get any data from any devices, obviously we can use Zigbee, as well as we can use RFID. So this is here you can see some connected devices uh, with the world population. So in 2003, you can see world population was 6.3 billion, and the connected device was 500 billion. So after 2010, world population will be 6.8 billion. So then the connected devices was 12.5 billion. So at the end of 2020, the connected devices will be 50 billion. But when you take a world population, it was only 7.6 billion. So the main thing, the more connected devices with them people. So everything now connected with IoT, right? If you take a smartwatch, or if you take any add-ons, or if you take any smartwatch, if you take anything, any devices, it will be connected with the Internet of Things, right? So without internet, we can't able to do anything. So here you can take as a example smart school. So smart school is there. So in that smart school, everything will be controlled and monitored by IoT. So here you can see in the slide. So we have a smart buses is there, right? So the smart buses will having some sensor. It will able to track the buses, and it will be able to verify the students or students and also the passenger. And we have to collect some data like where it will be. So those data will be exchanged with some any IoT cloud. For future is we can able to see those data. So after that, there is a wearable athletics and attention system band is there. So it will automatically keep tracking your heartbeat or anything like that, and that value will be stored in any IoT clouds, right? So these are the some examples of school only. So after that, digital classroom is there with whiteboards and displays. So after that, the complete coverage with the high performance Wi-Fi is there. So 3D printer, laser 3D printer is there, Wi-Fi enabled 3D printer. Then air quality checker is there. So it will uses the monitor and display the quality of air throughout the school. Then sensor parking IoT and the driveways. So smart parking is there. So after robotics for steam and remote presence. So for anything, any live streaming is there, or any presence is there, which means we can use the robotics. Obviously, we can also use the robot for cleaning purposes, like augmented and then augmented and virtual reality is there. Then online testing, then video recorder for lecture complete, then personalized learning and adaptive textbook is there nowadays. So like student devices and e-textbook like notebooks, tablets, smartphone. So these are comes under online testing. Then file programming, storage programming, then cloud-based things will be there, like network application analytics to monitor device and network behavior. So network analysis application is there. So by that we can able to monitor, or we can able to track those what are the connected device and how it will be performing. So this thing will be we can able to get by using any network application analytics. So this is the simple examples for IoT devices. Like if you take a classroom, so many things will be embedded with IoT, right? So then the main thing application. So where we are using IoT. For example, if you take any home, any like in Internet of Things, which means we have a like a consumer product, right? So any home appliances product, if you take, like we can able to controlling by anything. We can able to control any home appliance product. So which means so if we go anywhere, we can able to control the devices, whether it may be AC or whether it may be any micro or whether it may be any TV. So these are the thing will be connected and controlled by Internet of Things, right? Then a smart car driving is there. Then IoT controlled devices is there. So when you go for safety and security, IoT plays a major role. For example, if you take a smart car, like any autonomous car, so it will have a facial and gesture recognition. Like, so whether you don't need any key or any, if you don't need any key to entry into the car. So when you go closer to the window, it will recognize your face with some facial and gesture recognition techniques. So by that it will identify if the authorized person or unauthorized person. If it is means, then it will allow you into the car. So this is one of the basic safety and security of IoT enabled car with some facial and gesture recognition. So after that, extra driving safety is there. So which means which is known as a drowsiness system or yawn detection system is there. It's available in nowadays. So if you consider extra driver safety, which means it will direct you the camera placed towards the driver. So when you feel sleepy, it will direct you the it will always keep detecting you at the real time. So whether we can able to like if you are means if you are like feeling sleepy, when you close your eyes, it will automatically detect your eye coordinates. So when it meets the threshold value, it will give you some like alert messages like that. If it is in, for example, take as a simple buzzer is there means, so when you feel drowsy, when you close the eyes and it will meet the threshold value means, it will enable the buzzer sound. So like that. So after that, blind spot assistant is there. So blind spot assistant is nothing but driver can see what you don't see to help prevent accidents, right? So any blind spot will available in the car. So every car have a some blind spot area, right? So in that blind spot area, we can't able to see what are the obstacles are there in the blind spot detection, blind spot area. So for that we are using some of the sensor like for example, if you take ultrasonic IR. So if you take ultrasonic, it will keep sending the ultrasonic waves towards where the sensor work towards towards where the sensor placed in the direction. So after that, it will if any obstacle is directed in the transmission path, the transmission wave will get to the receiver will get to the receiver. So by that we can able to measure those distance between our car and the obstacles. So this is one of the blind spot assistance. Then IoT enabled driving is there. So if any, it will be based on a sign recognition technique. So whether you can see in the slide, so if it is a stop sign, which means it will automatically get started, whether it will be connected with some connected with some control traffic server. So whether if you are need to, if you are in hurry, which means it will not allow you to cross the signal, whether it will be in a red or whether it will be in a red. So this is one of the example for IoT enabled driving. So this is nothing but like I said before, connected cars which is connected with some so many IoT techniques, right? So for example, if you take a car, which means if a blind spot detection is there, then am I audible, ma'am? So when you take example as an IoT car or any autonomous car, it will have some blind spot detection, rear collision warning, so cross traffic alert, land departure warning, traffic sign recognition, then emergency braking, which comes under pedestrian detection, collision avoidance. So then adaptive cruise control is there. So cruise control is nothing but when you go for when you go for a long drive, when you press the cruise control at some, if you are going in at 80 or 90, so when you on the enable the cruise control, it will keep going at the same speed. Like if you slow down when you press the brake, so this one for so this is known as a cruise control. So after that, lane departure warning. So then traffic sign recognition, then cross traffic alert, then park assistant, then rail collision warning, then have park, obviously park assistant is there. So here you can see we have so many like so many things we have connected with the car. So land departure warning is nothing but if you go in some certain land, so some ultrasonics will be connected around with the car. So it will keep sensing whether any car come close to with us within the limit of the land. So then obstacle for obstacle avoidance we may use any some short or medium range radar. So it only used for detecting any obstacles which is in front of our vehicle. So cameras, we have cameras for any traffic sign recognition or any pedestrian crossing recognition. So for that we have a interface camera with the car. So then if you are using any lidar, so it will be covered 360-degree with the car. Anything will be is there means it will notify us. So after that long range radar is there. So it will get data with some with another car, right? So this thing we have to monitor whether if it is any traffic recognition or any pedestrian recognition or any blind spot detection. So this thing will be enabled and controlled by IoT. So like I said before, traffic management is there. So in the traffic management, we have a server. Every traffic signal which connected with some server, right? So if you are like every traffic signal which have some every traffic API, so we don't need any in person with those traffic management system. Or we can able to monitor in the real time, and at the time we can able to change the server and change the signals. So this one is IoT enabled traffic management. So then smartphone or smart life. So obviously we can use so many IoT devices in our smartphone in our home, right? So then we have a smart umbrella is there. So it will notify every day whether it is a so what kind of day it will be, what kind of day it will going to will be, whether it is a rainy day or whether it's going to be a sunny day or anything cloudy. It will be notify every day like the temperature like Fahrenheit. So wherever you go, it will fetch your location and getting some the data from our IoT enabled cloud. Then machine to machine learning communication is there. So machine learning, which is everywhere, which machine learning is everywhere, right? For image recognition or speech recognition, stock prediction, data analysis, medical diagnosis, data analytics, robotics, and more. In AI, so many things we have in machine learning. So machine learning uses data and produce a program to perform a task, like collecting values from IoT devices. For example, if you take accelerometer data, it will have X, Y, Z. So this data will be automatically collected and recorded and saved for future uses. So this is the simple for machine learning with IoT, machine learning IoT devices. So we can able to embedded like we can able to embedded any of the devices with the IoT, right? For example, if we take a Raspberry Pi, so obviously we can able to interface. So if we take any Arduino family devices, we can able to interface with IoT cloud. If you take any PIC processor or any FPGA processor, any DSP processors, we can able to interface with IoT. So these are the basics of IoT, how we are using IoT. We may see the some basic examples of IoT, right? So if you have any queries, you just ask in the chat box. So if you guys have any question, you can ask in the chat box.
So, friends, if you have any questions, you can ask him. Excuse me, sir. Shall we wind up the session, sir?
Sure, sir. We can wind up.
Okay, sir. On behalf of EC department and our management principal, sir, we would thank you so much, sir, Mr. Dwarage, sir, project manager and Tech Solutions, for this wonderful session, and Mr. Suresh to give us this wonderful session for our students to gain them some knowledge about artificial intelligence. Thank you, sir. On behalf of all, once again, I thank you all.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.